welcome, hard hats. It's the big guy, Scott Ferrara. We're here for another home match with the New York Ironworkers. It's a gorgeous day out here in Mount Vernon Memorial Field. It's Hometown Heroes Day. The curtain raiser was NYPD versus FDNY. NYPD coming out with a victory. It was a great match. If you were here for the curtain raiser, we had a great tailgate with a nice thing, Italian anti-pass wedges, some adult beverages, and we really have a good time at these tailgates. So come on out to a great match. Have a tailgate with us. Come check out the curtain raiser. It's fun all the way around. We got free face painting today. You can take your pictures with Iron Will, the New York mascot, and the shield, which we are still the holders of for 2022. Guys, it's a great day to be a hard hat. And, we're here. It's NOLA Gold. NOLA Gold's in town for another match. Grudge match for us. We kind of got embarrassed by NOLA that first match. We went down there to play them, and then unseasonably warm, ridiculously hot weather that we weren't ready for, and now they've come up here to witness what's going to happen here at Memorial Field. Unfortunately, we still got a lot of guys on injured reserve. Brendan O'Connor not back, Jack Heighton not back, Troy Lockyer still not back for the season. But we do have Benja Benasso back in the lineup. Todd Lahaini is also in the lineup as well. So I think we're doing good. Guys are getting back on track. It's tough. Hearing the grapevine, Nick Mayhew having a back injury. That's one of the injuries that's tough to really work on and kind of get set. It's one of those just timing issues. Jack with an HIA, things like that. Jason Emery's back off of his HIA. And it's going to be interesting. We have a good lineup, though. Our front three, we're going with Chance, we're going with Butch, and we're going with Caleb. Caleb, again, playing another match here wearing the free jersey. His third. He's been doing pretty good. Unfortunately, got blown off the ball a little bit in Houston, but I think he's going to have a better matchup here against NOLA. A combination of Connor Buckler at 9 and Jason Emery at 10, I think it's going to be a good one. As far as the weather, again, like I talked about, sunny, 75 in the cloudy sky. It's a little breezy, but here's the thing about that breeze. It's a very, very light breeze. There's not much force to it. So I don't think it's going to affect the kicks as much as it has in the previous meetings. Now, this is the kind of weather we have wanted the entire time here for a home game. We're very excited. We actually have a bunch of groups. Paul Smith College rugby team is here. We have the Capital District Rooster, or the Capital District Hard Hats are here. Somewhere in the stadium, the Grand Poobah, Mike Terrazzini, is here. His bus was late, unfortunately, but him and his Albany bootlegger brothers and sisters are here. We also have University of Albany rugby. We also have the New Paltz rugby guys who we love and always enjoy coming over here. We also have the Saratoga Rugby Club here. So we have a lot of groups here, a lot of love here, and of course NYPD and FNY are also here with their loved ones after the curtain raising. We have again great food trucks out here. We have the Beach Pizza truck by my buddy Dave. And we have the steak truck here that's being Susan. Great addition with the Beach Pizza truck. It's great pizza, probably the best pizza you're getting at Suffolk County. Let's talk about game time. What do we need to do? And I don't think it's anybody's surprise. We need to work on our set pieces. The lineouts and the scrums killed us against Houston. As much as we got to come back into that game and make those plays, and our back line really pushed and pushed and pushed. It's those set pieces and those errors on those set pieces that killed us. And already previously, before I started recording, they were working on lineouts a lot. Juan Guzman is back here helping out as a coach, working on some of those set pieces and those lineouts. You might remember him from the 2021 season. He signed here. Unfortunately, he only got to play one match before he suffered a catastrophic knee injury. Subsequently, he went back to his home and in Argentina, and he kind of hung up the boots, on the playing side, which is bittersweet. But now he's a coach. He's coming out to help us on a little bit some contract work to get us straightened out and squared together. NOLA Gold coming in with a really hot team, knocking on the door for jumping us for playoff spots, and really both teams really need a 5 bonus point win here. Let's be honest. We're getting to the point in the season where we're talking about playoff implications. We're talking about who's going to get into that first quarterfinal, who's going to have a home match. What are we really doing when it comes down to that? And part of that is winning these Eastern Conference games, especially these home ones. We don't have many of these home matches left. We're here this week against NOLA. Next week we're in Chicago for a Hounds match. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a grudge match. Chicago really wants to light us up, and so does NOLA. So, it's one of those things where if we keep our heads straight, we keep, the mistakes to a minimum, we keep the ball handling errors to a minimum, we can win the match easy. It's one of those things where if we could play like we played against DC here, um, it's against Toronto here, where again we didn't like ball handling errors. We converted on what we needed to do as far as set pieces, and then scored off those set pieces, which has been pretty much the baseline of what we've been doing, um, you know, since 2019. Now that we have that more dynamic backfield play, we should really be piling on the points. And point differential might be something we are going to have to worry about in this match. Make a win, make a big win, make sure we're getting 5 points, and make sure that point spread is tighter to get some of those point differentials back, because that is one of the tiebreakers, right? And believe it or not, uh, points differential tiebreak has come up in the past 2 seasons for teams to make it into the playoffs. So it is important, believe it or not. It's always been that tight in the MLR, especially in the Eastern Conference. Looking at it now, it really guys just have like a chill vibe. There's something to be said about coming in calm and having that explosive first hit. And you can tell, especially in the back, they're not like amped up. They're just kind of relaxed, tossing the ball around, running their set play here on what backline play they're going to call, and making sure they snap the ball and make sure the handling errors are a minimum. Again, I think this might be one of those games where maybe we utilize some of our kicking because of the wind or the lack of wind. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're still having trouble with our lineups, that we're kicking for some points here. If we have penalties in the middle of the pitch within range for Jason Emery. But we got about 30 minutes till game time here. Again, everybody's very excited. It's a big match against NOLA. It's a big match. We really need to win for 5 points. A lot of rugby clubs out here cheering on the Ironworkers. Derek Linscomb, actually former Ironworker, going to be the sideline reporter today. So check him out on MSD Plus and TRN for his sideline reporting work. We wish him to break the leg, as they say in show business. He'll be doing the last 3 games. I'm very excited about that, to have another homegrown New Yorker here doing one of the on-camera jobs with obviously Mike Petrie and Matt McCarthy up in the booth today for this match. But anyway, guys, I think my point spread right here, I said we're going to win by 7 because, I don't like to forecast big point differentials, but we need a big point differential and a 5 bonus point win. Eventually, the Grand Poobah will show up to here, and maybe we'll take a picture and do another video. But right now, let's go Ironworkers. I'm the big guy, Scott Ferrara. We're here for the NOLA Ironworker match in Mount Vernon, New York at Memorial Field. Let's go Ironworkers. Let's get this win, baby.